We have to talk about your iconic "I Whip My Hair Back and Forth,"
Yes.
which that's how we were introduced to you
100%.
as a lovely, young, talented entity unto yourself, other than those parentals
Yes.
that you have. And one of the things I'm a big fan of people that step away,
Totally.
just remove themselves out of the equation. Like, this is no longer working, and you knew you were a child, and you were like, so yeah, like this tour. And this like any movie they want me to do? Yeah, not so much. Talk about that moment, girl.
I saw at a very young age. I saw the dark path I could have gone down. We were kind of speaking about that before. I think I kind of caught myself before my coping mechanisms started too early.
Yeah, exactly.
So
right.
And I just knew I was on that edge. I could just feel it. And so it was really, I didn't know at the time, but looking back, I'm so glad I did. I'm so glad I took a step back, because I feel like if I hadn't, there might have been some earlier tragedies.
Yeah.
And that's just never fun.
Yeah.
And I knew I needed to be a kid. I knew,
How did you know that? Like, most people get an opportunity to have critical acclaim. I remember it was the big, Rock Nation signing. You're still with them. It was like a whole, it was all the things, darling. They were building Annie around you, darling. It was the moment.
Yeah, it was.
How do you, as a child, step away from these opportunities? Like, your dad famously talks about, like, you came to his room and you were like, yeah, not so much. Like, how do you know to do that as a what were you, 11?
At the time, yeah, I was like 10, 11. Going into 12, I had touched a sadness that I didn't know existed. And that was terrifying.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I've never felt this before. I don't know. This is obviously not healthy. And I need to stop this before it becomes a darker place. And realistically, in my young mind, I really didn't know. I just knew it felt wrong. I just knew everything felt wrong. And even though I experience fear in my everyday life still today pertaining to my music, the fear is an upward and forward motion fear. It's not a like deep, heartbreaking, like world-shattering fear. So it's so interesting. I mean, people ask me about this, and I really just think my higher self was like, no.
Yeah.
This is going to go bad for you.
Yeah.
And I just had to listen.
Yeah, you had to listen.